Auspicious greetings to Dharma friends around the world. Welcome to a new episode of Shan English Dharma Services. My name is Zhi Guan from Shan, Hong Kong, Vihara. Today, I'd like to share Venerable Master Xing Yun's article on Buddhism and healing. The meaning of healing is broad and meaningful. It can be healing oneself, the family, the community, and even the world, which is more about even more attentive and helpful to the society's issues around the world. Since 2020, we have been living in the pandemic for 2 years. And in the meantime, various global issues have happened around the world. Venerable Master Xing Yun has given us a complete and in-depth prescription on how we can potentially address or deal with these issues. From a Buddhist perspective, everything in the world is interconnected, just like a knot with all the nodes. In the Avatamsaka Sutra, it is called Indra knot. Each one of us is just like a node on the net in the universe, connected with one another. No one that can dictate or rule over us, but rather we are interconnected and interdependent. If we can be the best version of ourselves, we are like this little node of light. We will illuminate others, and the same light will not only reflect back to us, but also influence others. On this premise, what I wanted to express here is that we need to focus on healing ourselves first, which then could have a positive influence on society and the world. In the spirit of helping one another in the same boat, we should help each other regardless of differences and with generosity, so to live in harmony. First of all, it is about healing the physical body. Since birth, old age, and death are processes we all must experience, we cannot escape from this physical body that arises from the 4 elements and 5 aggregates. Hence, ill is inevitable. Venerable Master Xing Yun said, if we want to know how to heal our bodies and diseases, we must first establish a correct perspective. Therefore, we must understand how to prevent disease by distancing ourselves from it. Taking the example of strengthening our immune system, doctors will always advise getting enough sleep at night, exercising at least 30 minutes every day, getting massages, laughing more often, relaxing, adopting better hygienic practice, and so on. These are the ways of prevention from diseases. Strengthening our immune system is the best way to maintain our health, especially under the current situation. The next is about healing the mind. Venerable Master Xing Yun said, if we become sick, we must learn how to befriend our illness. Only by facing illness and even death without any sense of attachment can we face sickness calmly. Sickness is one way for people to discover the Dharma, as it can bring positive effects to our lives. The best cures involve curing the mind, for a healthy mind and the right perspective is the most effective way to heal the body. Talking about the illness of our mind, they are mainly greed, anger, ignorance, and fear. The Venerable Master said, greed is like a stomach ailment. It is the result of gluttony. Anger can be compared to lung disease, as anger ruins all that it touches. And the ignorance can be compared to a neurological disorder, since ignorance is the source of the mishaps. And accordingly, the prescription to heal the mind are generosity, patience, and awareness of wisdom. Firstly, to cure the disease of greed, we use generosity. Just like the song lyrics written by the Venerable Master, we could be like a candle that sacrifices itself so others may have light, like dew that appears only briefly but gives part of itself to nourish other living things, or like the sun that selflessly shines across the earth, providing warmth and light. If we are able to give ourselves and know how to help others feel happiness and joy, we will overcome greed and heal selfishness. Secondly, to cure anger, we have patience. Anger never solves problems. The Dhammapada says, if one tries to end disputes with more disputes, they will never end. For it is only through patience that one can end disputes. If we realize that all things in the world are essentially equal and there's no real difference between good or bad, or oneself and others, the diseases of anger can be healed. Next, the illness of ignorance is about being confused and lacking awareness. It leads to wrong views, which lead to the creation of unwholesome karma. If we can spark a bit of awareness in our minds and realize that an ocean of wisdom resides within us, we will be less susceptible to the harsh winds and the turbulent waves generated by ignorance. Lastly, it is about healing fear. We may fear death, fear the dark, some fear ghosts, or fear pain and disease. There are many things for us to be afraid of. If we understood everything, we would never fear nothing. The Venerable Master said, fearing does no good whatsoever. And the truth is that no matter how serious a situation may be, there is always something that can be done about it. I remembered one of our Dharma devotees came to visit us during the Chinese New Year festival exhibition, our temple. She's recently under treatment for cancer. With worries filled in her mind, she drew the 108 tips for life, Dharma words of our Venerable Master. And it came out to be the very courageous one. Don't be nervous. Relax. There's no problem that cannot be resolved. The Venerable Master has given us the prescription to heal fear. If we are wise and understand many things, we will have no fear. If we have courage, believe in ourselves, have right thoughts, and the ability to direct our attention where we want, there will be no fear. At the end, as a closing note, I'd like to share everyone with Venerable Master Hsing Yun's New Year's greetings. May all beings live without fear and coexist in the peace. Thank you for tuning in to this episode. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more Dharma wisdom. May you find joy and inspiration in this Dharma talk. 阿弥陀佛。